The 60s are hard enough to understand now when it's only 20 years later. So imagine what it would be like 1,000 years from now. Let's say there's an archaeological dig in Greenwich Village, and they come up with one of these. Well, what is it?
Obviously, it's a draft card.
That's because you recognize it in context, but what if you didn't? We know that in the 1960s, people enjoyed games of chance, and we think that this is a lottery ticket. Now, it seems that holders of winning tickets were offered a free trip to this place called Vietnam. And it was customary for those who did not want to travel there to signify this by burning their lottery tickets and accepting the consolation prize, a trip to Canada.
Okay, so you want us to look at history from a lot of different angles before we make up our minds about who's lying.
Look, what happened in the 60s was a whole generation of wasted time and tear gas.
I grant you that many demonstrations in the era turned ugly, but they started for good reasons. I mean, the fight for civil rights, the fight for peace, the fight to live your life according to your own beliefs. Unlike the fight to be first to leave the classroom. More of this tomorrow. Peace.
Hey, Warhol, buddy. How are the folks?
Sorry, Dennis, I'm broke.
Mr. Moore, small favor?
How small?
$3 for a burger from Izzy's?
But you can't leave for lunch.
I phone them and they deliver it.
Well, what's wrong with the cafeteria, Dennis?
I don't know. I'm not a cafeteria kind of guy. The baked beans are green. The hot dogs have rabies. All right, this is my last offer. $1.50, please.
Sorry. Tell you what. Will this help?
Thanks, Mr. Moore. I can maybe sell this and buy some real food.
No, excuse me, ladies. You'll want to go around the other way. Please, thank you. Excuse me, you have to go around. Oh, hi, Eric.
Dennis, what are you doing here?
I'm being humiliated. What does it look like I'm doing?
What about Izzy's?
Hey, great. You want to lend me $2?
Have a nice lunch. I'll have to pay for this, will you?
Sure, Eric.
Oh, Mr. Marshall. Excuse me. Are raisins supposed to have legs?
Oh, Dennis, that is so gross. How am I supposed to eat this now?
Try tweezers.
Oh my God, I think I do see legs.
Knock it off, Blunden. Those are not cockroaches, and you know it. Arvid?
Dennis, please, I'm gonna have to escort you out, and I've never had to do that before.
Hey, there's legs.
Would you mind breaking up the nerd convention? We're trying to get some lunch here.
I'm sorry.
Hey, just back off, Eraserhead.
Hey, shouldn't you be floating over the Monday night football game?
No. I'm just gonna have a piece of pie here.
Oh, little pie, look at this clown. He takes the whole pie.
Oh, it is selfish of me. I should share. I don't know.
You're like a recurring nightmare. A dull, endless toothache. A gas pain. Whatever possessed you to start a food fight in the cafeteria?
Dr. Samuels, I did not start any food fight. I was trying to get some...
Do it standing!
I was protesting. Yeah, I was protesting the quality of the food in the cafeteria. Yeah, not to mention the lack of seating space. It's all part of a new social consciousness.
Where did you hear this malarkey?
In class, school, Fillmore High. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Spare me the foreplay, Dennis. Who?
Dr. Samuels, to reveal the name of that teacher would violate every ethical standard I believe in.
Mr. Moore?
God, you're good.
Mr. Moore told you to start a food fight in the cafeteria.
He didn't exactly
Miss Mayor, you tell Mr. Moore I want to see him now.
Dr. Samuels, I don't think you should bring Mr. Moore into this. I mean, he didn't mean any harm. He was just
You will mop up the cafeteria after lunch every day for the next 2 weeks. I will mop up Mr. Moore.
But Dr. Samuels...
Get out! Get out of here! I want to see more pronto! If you just get out of here! Look at my doorknob! Can't you get out?
The anti-war sit-in at Columbia University. the Civil Rights March on Washington, the New York Women's Burn the Bra rally. These are very different, but all very effective forms of social protest. See you Monday. Dennis, freeze. Hi. Hi. I'd like you to give me an example of the food fight as social protest.
I'm busted, right?
Oh, yeah. Listen, if you're going to use the 60s as an excuse to get yourself out of trouble and to get me in it, then I have news for you, my friend. You are in trouble. And you're not going to get out of the 60s until you dig your way out. You dig?
Soul on Ice?
Yeah, it's Eldridge Cleaver's book on the Black Power movement.
A videotape, medium cool?
Haskell Wexler, docudrama on the Chicago Democratic Convention in '68.
Bringing it all back home.
Yes, Bob Dylan. It's sort of a landmark 60s album.
Martin Luther King's Letters from Montgomery Jail, the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. Thanks a lot, Mr. Moore. I really appreciate all this, and I'll be sure to get to it sometime in the near future.
Well, I hope so, Dennis, because the near future is Monday morning. That's when I'll expect a written impression on each of those topics.
You can't be serious.
Yes, I can be serious.
Peace, man. Love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. We are stardust. We are golden.
You are brain dead.
Hey, make love, not war.
With you, war.
I just feel so benevolent toward the human race today.
Dennis, aren't you a little early for Halloween?
Janice, baby, I know my threads look a little silly to you, but I have to say that for the first time in my life, they truly reflect my inner being.
If that were true, Dennis, you'd be wearing a ding-dong wrapper.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Dennis, thank you for the flower.
My pleasure, Mr. Moore. And I have to tell you this in front of everybody, because we're all on this one crazy planet together, right, folks? You are beautiful. You're real, and you're together. Man, I love you.
Dennis, I think your headband's too tight.
So I gather you read all the books I gave you.
More or less.
Well, tell us about Emmett Till.
Actually, less.
Well, nevertheless, you are authentic.
I am?
This man is pure 60s.
Thank you.
We used to see people like you all the time at demonstrations. Show up, you know, wearing the perfect threads. They speak the language. They know all the songs. Of course, they were always there to sell souvenirs and pick up the chicks, but Dennis, you are just too much, really. You're right on. You're the perfect 60s phony. Where were we?
Okay, Mr. Moore. I was goofing on you. I admit it. I'm just a little tired of all this reverence for the 60s. You know, so you guys put on the funny headbands and you passed out the flowers and you sang Puff the Magic Dragon. So what? How'd you change the real world?
Dennis, what people did in the 60s by trying to secure civil rights, by trying to end a war, was to try to make the world a better place. And they did it because they cared. Obviously, none of their work has made an impression on you.
Mr. Moore, I am just a guy who wants to get into MIT, maybe have a few laughs along the way. Now, don't pop an artery over this. It's not worth it.
You're probably right. It's probably not worth it. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. Your thing just seems to be not giving a damn about anything.
Okay, Mr. Moore, you made your point. Hey, you're not really mad, right?
Wrong.
Is this nauseating or what?
Cleaning it up's a picnic. Eating it is nauseating.
Dry wit. I like that in a woman.
Thanks. I saw your food fight. You were disgusting. I like that in a man.
Thank you. Seem to be paying the price for it now, though, huh?
You don't come around here so often.
No. Usually I get takeout from Izzy's, but my line of credit's kind of used up there, so it looks like I'm being around here for a while.
Yeah? My condolences to your guts.
Yeah, I see that. Hey, tell me, is the food here half as bad as it looks?
Yeah. Plus, you get your minimum daily requirement of insecticides, preservatives, and artificial coloring agents.
Great. One of those.
One of those who want to live past 30, yeah.
No. One of those dweebs who never gets a chance to eat because she's too damn busy reading labels.
You find one ingredient with less than 15 letters in it in the food here, and I will personally carry you to school on my back for a month.
Interesting visual. So why do you eat here?
Oh, it's one of the few high schools that take Diners Club.
Seriously.
Man, it's what's available for the money I got. Half the kids in here, this is the only real meal they get all day. I just wish it could be a little less hazardous to people's health.
So if you don't like it, why don't you do something about it?
I have tried, all right? I have written letters, I have complained.
Ooh, verbal terrorism, that'll shake them up.
Oh, you're one of those.
One of what?
Oh, mouth, no moves.
Oh, yeah, no moves, me. What about my food fight?
I loved your food fight. You know, we could really do something. We could harness all that useless energy you got.
Yeah, do what, stuff envelopes?
Forget it.
Get real, Dennis. I already ran 3 articles on the cafeteria situation in the school newspaper.
And what happened?
Nothing happened. We're dealing with people who consider ketchup a vegetable.
London, there are chemicals in the air. Does it stop you from breathing?
I'm a principal, not a caterer. The distributor supplies the food. Mr. Marshall supplies the menus. I only supply the students.
But it... Superintendent Harris, please. Dennis Blunden. Yeah. Tell him it's about the food at Fillmore High's cafeteria. Well, it's not that great. Things like sodium aluminum silicate. Hello? Hello? Mr. Moore, I see what you mean about being dedicated to a cause back in the 60s. I took on the situation in the cafeteria. It is sick when people are being forced to eat there.
That's great, Dennis.
Yeah, thanks.
So what happened?
Nothing happened. Huh. Well, I tried. I banged on doors. I made phone calls. But, I mean, let's face it. A lone idealist can't beat the system. But I tried. Gave it a shot. You got to respect that.
Well, sure. I mean, you found a cause. You gave it a shot. It didn't pay off, so you folded. How could I not respect that?
Oh, Mr. Moore, don't do this to me.
Dennis, what do you think happened in the 60s anyway? Think we all sat around and linked arms and sang Let the Sunshine In and peace broke out?
What do you want from me?
Well, what do you want from me? You want a medal, Mr. One Shot? I mean, how about a little persistence, you know? How about a little imagination?
How about I get back to you?
You have to go. Hi, Dennis.
There's something in the air. I smell trouble.
Well, maybe it's the sauerkraut.
Just keep on your toes, okay?
Hey, how's the letter writing coming?
Hey, it's a loudmouth I was telling you guys about. His idea of a balanced meal is a hamburger in each hand.
Check out my letter writing. Hey! May I have your attention, please? Before you inhale another forkful of what's passing for food here, beware and be aware. The macaroni and cheese is an imposter called disodium guanylate. The noodles in the chicken soup are doing the dead man's float in monosodium glutamate and dipotassium phosphate. Read all about it. The flyers tell the whole sordid story.
Dennis, please, it is my responsibility as lunchroom monitor to inform you.
You're a
that
scientist. Read this.
Okay.
Throw down your forks and knives, ladies and gentlemen, and raise your voices against dangerous dining. We're talking questionable cuisine here. Noxious noshing.
All of a sudden, Dennis hates food and loves alliteration.
Wow, it's nice to see Dennis committed to something.
How about Bellevue?
London, what are you doing?
Mr. Marshall, we demand a meeting with the Board of Education. We want to discuss rectifying this cafeteria problem.
Yes!
What problem?
Did you hear the man? He's talking about this toxic waste dump you call a cafeteria.
If you both don't lower your voices, I am gonna dump you.
Mr. Marshall.
The game is over. Everyone sit down. Eat.
Not that easy, Mr. Marshall. We're serious this time. Nobody's going back to class till we have some answers.
All right!
Hell no, we won't go. 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 Hell no, we won't go.
Get down off that table! All right, hold it! What's this I hear about you getting choosy about what you eat?
We've got a list of demands, and nobody here is going back to class until the superintendent of the schools hears us.
Wait a minute. Nobody's going to listen to any demands until you all go back to school. So move it.
You heard the man.
Dennis, come on!
And if you all don't disperse in the next 5 seconds, I'll introduce you all to the term lifetime detention.
I'm not going anywhere until we talk deal. Who's with me?
I've got more sadistic plans for you, Blunden. Where's the keys to those things?
I swallowed it.
Dr. Samuels, why don't you just listen to what he has to say? At least read the flyer.
Give me that.
With all due respect, Dr. Samuels, you cannot turn a deaf ear to the entire student body.
All right!
Don't you see? It's passive resistance.
Now it's a flyer.
You know what? I didn't feel like going to my next class anyway. I think I'll just stay here with Dennis.
What are you doing, Simone? We all know Dennis is a little crazy, but the rest of you IHP kids, you're supposed to be the smart ones.
Dr. Samuels, I'm sorry. I'm afraid Dennis is right. I have to resign my post.
Yeah. You're a disgrace to your badge.
Alan, come on, Alan.
Oh, wow, look at the time. I'm late for biology.
All right, Blunden, give me your demands. If I can find an excuse not to suspend you, I'll think about it.
No, sir. There's only one guy who can carry our demands to the superintendent.
Mr. Moore.
You are good. Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea, come on! And frolicked in the autumn. What's wrong with you people? Let's sing, come on!
Sure, this is a protest song.
Yeah,
Oh, here he is. Puff the magic.
Well, he told me, but I didn't believe it.
Tell him. Mr. Moore, we wanted you to be the one to read our list of demands to the superintendent because you have an understanding of these things.
What are they?
Here. Fresh fruit.
Yep.
Ban from the menu all ingredients that begin with mono and end with 8.
Yeah. No chemicals?
No fish from places where people aren't allowed to swim.
Come on, definitely.
Salad bar for people who can't eat any of the above.
And complete amnesty for myself and everyone else who took part in this demonstration.
I'll make the call.
All right.
Okay, how'd we do? Fresh fruit?
He laughed.
What about the ban on preservatives?
It died an unnatural death.
Mr. Moore.
How about the fish?
Belly up.
We struck out.
Not really. You did get yourselves a salad bar.
Wait. The amnesty. What about the amnesty?
No.
Sorry.
You guys, we got a salad bar.
Yeah, Dennis, you did great.
We got a salad bar. That's not bad, a salad bar. Oh. A salad bar. I hate salad. The salad bar. That's something.
Yeah. I mean, the kids who have to eat here now have a little more choice, thanks to you. Must make you feel good.
Yeah, it really does. It's amazing.
Of course, you're going to be doing some hard time for Warden Samuels. Any regrets?
Yeah, actually, one. I should have handcuffed myself closer to the potato chips. It was all worth it, though. I think I got a little respect around here.
Yeah. Around here, too.
Really? Yeah. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Take care of TCV.
John L. Lewis, Walter Reuther, Jimmy Hoffa.
And the question is, name 2 labor leaders and an underwater statue.
Thank you, great Swami, but there's a little more to it than that. You see, before men like this organized labor unions, people could be asked to work incredible hours under dangerous conditions for practically no pay.
Oh, sure, Mr. Moore, take the workers' side.
Alan, labor unions can offer some benefits. Okay, say that there's an aspect of my job that prevents me from doing my work. An example of this might be...
Mr. Moore, this is really important. I have an invitation for one of my lucky IHP students to appear on television.
Wonderful.
And the important part is the name of the show, Open Forum.
Open Forum? That's Lawrence P. Whitley's show. I love him.
Who doesn't? Intellectual, novelist, mountain climber, the king of conservatism.
Well, not only that, he's verbose, he's repetitive and redundant. He says the same things over and over again and again and again. He keeps repeating himself on and on and on.
Thanks anyway, Dr. Samuels, but if you don't mind, I'll wait for David Letterman to call.
I don't think you'll have to worry, Dennis.
You're right. There's only one person in this class who belongs on Open Forum with that right-wing crypto-fascist plutocratic sleazebag.
Alan. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I humbly accept the invitation.
But there is one little technicality. The open forum people have requested essays from each of you stating why you would like to appear on the show.
But I thought that I was...
Alan, this is a democracy. Everyone gets a chance. Of course, when Whitley reads your essay, he'll think he's grown another right wing. Go, team!
Anybody else who wants one of these applications, come get it. So nobody else is going to apply.
You heard Dr. Samuels. It's a pointless exercise.
Yes, Alan's got it all sewn up.
I'm pleased. At least your greed didn't drive you to try to get the $400. Good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Want to try that again with a little more conviction?
I'm sorry. I'm a little worn out from going to classes every night.
Well, think of the professional advantages of having a doctorate in teenage psychology. I mean, I envy you. You'll be Dr. Mira. That'll drive Dr. Samuels crazy.
Yeah, he'll probably change his title to Emperor.
Well, has the mail come yet?
I'm just sorting it now.
Well, don't sort. Look!
Well. Open forum, Lawrence P. Whitley.
Well, don't just stand there for the thing open.
Well, better go to class. Well, I tell you what, why don't we share it with the class? Morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
You all know Dr. Samuels, of course.
Yeah. Will you get to it?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, Dr. Samuels, be my guest. This is a letter he's very curious about. I'm going to let him open it.
Class, I hold in my hand the envelope with the name of the student who will appear on Open Forum. Whoever he or he may be, and the winner is...
Dennis?
What do you want? They picked Blunden.
Tell me it's a mistake, please.
Huh. Selected to appear, Dennis Blunden. First alternate, Alan Pinkard.
Oh, hey, they're right. After Dennis, Alan is the funniest.
Congratulations, Dennis.
Thank you.
Whitley picked Dennis? That joker? That buffoon?
I prefer to think of myself as a comedic engineer.
I'll check on this.
Well, I think we should congratulate our winner and our alternate.
Alternate? That means nothing. It's like vice president.
Right. Alan, you can't win them all.
And Mr. Moore, this is insane. I worked 10 hours on my application. I defended Reaganomics, nuclear arms, and I even came out in favor of acid rain. Now, Dennis, what could you have possibly written to top that?
Yeah, Dennis, I'd be curious to hear this too.
Sure. Well, let's all hear it. Do you mind reading it aloud, Dennis?
Sure. And not a big deal.
Dear Mr. Whitley, if warmth and human compassion were string, you wouldn't have enough to tie your shoes. Your every appearance is living proof that the phrase conservative thinker is an oxymoron. I find more political interest in one episode of the new Leave It to Beaver. And I wouldn't be on your stupid show for 1,500 double cheeseburger Whoppers. Respectlessly yours, Dennis Blunden. Right?
I've got him on the show? This is crazy.
No, it's obvious. Alan, Whitley's show is about confrontation. I mean, you agreed with everything that the man has ever said. Naturally, he wants Dennis on the show.
No, we cannot let Dennis represent the IHP on television.
Hey, Senator, listen up. I wasn't pulling Whitley's chain. I don't want to be on this stupid show.
Oh, that's a relief.
A relief? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you know you are, Dennis. I mean, I don't want to sound like negative or anything, but You're a jerk.
Yeah, Dennis, you try to be funny and you'd end up embarrassing the entire IHP.
That's true. You'd probably show up in a chicken suit.
Or have Chinese food delivered right on the show.
Or remember, like the time you accepted the Junior Astronomy Award in a Darth Vader mask.
Well, maybe the show does need a little lightening up.
Mr. Moore, we are not talking about lightening up. We are talking about humiliation. Dennis can't be serious. All we'd be getting is a loose cannon that would sink the reputation of this class.
Oh, wait a minute, Alan.
No, that's okay, Mr. Moore. They're right. They're right. I'm crazy. I've been given a golden opportunity to pull some classic stunts on Whitley, and I was thinking of not going.
Look, Dennis,
No,
you can't...
thank you. Thank all of you. The chosen one will appear on TV.
Mr. Moore!
Mr. Moore, here is a deeply troubled young man who desperately needs some help from you.
Well, that's what teachers are for.
Tell him.
Mr. Moore, why is it that bad things happen to good people? Or in Dennis's case, why do good things happen to despicable people?
We've got to keep Dennis from appearing on the show. Now, you go talk to him, you hear me? Misfit the misfit.
Look, they picked Dennis. For whatever reason, they liked his application. They chose him. Now, I happen to think that a battle of wits between Dennis and Whitley could be interesting.
It's not going to be a battle of wits. It's going to be a wit against a half-wit, and I'll tell you exactly how he's going to do it. He'll start off by telling a joke.
So then, Admiral Poindexter says the answer is two of us. One of us to screw in the light bulb, and the other one to deny it.
I am at a loss, sir, to ascertain the purpose of this facetiousness.
Well, so am I. But then who cares? It's not like anybody actually watches your show anyway, huh? Excuse me, won't you? No, there was supposed to be mustard here. I ordered mustard. Am I right? Did I order mustard? Huh?
What is the reason for this behavior, sir?
Boredom, Larry. Sheer boredom. I think that's the reason. You know, at least Oprah Winfrey deals with real issues. Hi, I'm Oprah Winfrey. Today's subject, men who wear animal suits and the women who love them.
Enough. Enough. Who is responsible for this living educational malfunction?
Charlie Moore.
Do you want that on your head?
Stop worrying, Dr. Samuels. Dennis is going to be terrific.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore. I need your opinion about the show.
Sure. What do you need?
What do you think? With or without the tie?
Without.
Yeah, I think you're right. Besides, it'd clash with my hat.
Dennis, hold on. You're in luck. During lunch hour, I found 1,001 tasteless jokes for any occasion. Could come in handy, eh?
Thanks, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, you're helping him.
It's what teachers are for.
Dennis! Here it is. We are laying it on the line. If you promise not to go in open forum, we will, 1, do all of your homework in our various areas of expertise from now until the end of the school year.
2, any financial obligations you have with us on an individual or collective basis are hereby forgiven.
3, no more derogatory remarks about your glandular condition.
Come again?
No more fat jokes.
Sounds real tempting, girls, but sorry. Go on, go on, go on. Hey, you got it?
Is he beautiful or what?
Perfect!
Now listen, you gotta hurry up because my cousin's waiting outside for me.
Don't worry, this ain't gonna take long. I'm just gonna go in there for...
Hi, Mr. Moore.
Hi, guys. How are you?
See ya.
Good to see you.
Again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Isn't that better? Come on. Once again. In, out. Keep it going. Dr. Samuels is experiencing a little anxiety.
Over Dennis appearing on open forum, huh?
It's the end of that small pocket of civilization I call the IHP. Mr. Moore, they'll take it away from me.
Dr. Samuels.
Dr. Samuels, Dennis's behavior is normal for the mid-adolescent years. Teenagers assert their individuality by acting in ways that are most at odds with the expectations of authority.
Thank you, Miss Mira. It helps so much to know that Dennis is supposed to be a jackass.
Dr. Samuels, did you ever think that the Blunden you see is not the Blunden you see?
Mr. Moore, your lights are on, but no one's home.
Dr. Samuels? Meet Dr. Samuels. I named him after you, sir. I thought I'd take him on the show to argue against Whitley's Latin American policies. He's from there, you know.
Dr. Samuels?
Dr. Samuels?
Shut up!
Shut up!
Get out!
Get out!
Get out of my office!
Get out of my office!
Come on, Dr. Samuels. Let's go learn our jokes from Mr. Whitley.
Mr. Whitley.
Nice bit. I'm impressed.
Stop encouraging him! My God, I feel like I'm trapped in a harem over here.
Charlie, I think the child's starting with the patient.
Give me the bag.
Thank you. Come on.
Give me the bag.
In, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Good.
Hey, Dennis, you got a minute?
Sure.
Yeah, I was just curious about what else you had cooked up for the show.
You're really interested.
Nobody likes a good joke better than I do.
Okay. I thought I'd start with, knock knock.
Who's there?
Khomeini.
Khomeini who?
Khomeini missiles did Reagan sell to Khomeini? Then we do foreign affairs. When I'm old enough, I hope to have one.
But I want to tell you. No, but seriously.
Okay. If he starts in on Star Wars, I counter him with a slightly more traditional weapon. The old pie in the face. What do you think of that?
I love it.
You sure? I mean, I don't want to overdo it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Oh, you're right.
Mr. Moore, what's the catch?
There's no catch. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you want to use it to hit Whitley in the face with a pie, I'm all for it. I think if I had the opportunity, though, I'd want to leave him standing there with a little reason and logic dripping off his face.
And you're subtly suggesting I try to do that.
Not at all. I think you should do what you want to do.
Okay. Okay, let's just say for laughs, I decide to take Whitley on. What am I going to say? What would you say to get through to a guy like that?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'd probably start out by outlining something.
But, Mr. Moore, surely among our rights is the right to fail. In a free society, there are winners and losers. Businesses go bankrupt every day. Should we shed tears?
Now, they don't go bankrupt if they're Chrysler or the Continental Bank. Who bails out the little man?
Government protection for all, Mr. Moore.
Well, if not protection, at least a level playing field. I mean, individual freedom is freedom of opportunity, is it not?
Well, I suppose so.
So, therefore, society is responsible for guaranteeing each of its citizens an equal opportunity to be self-supporting and to live with dignity.
Yes, I think you're right. The changes that you propose would benefit all people.
I think you see my point.
I do, darn it, I do. Mr. Moore, never in the 20 years that this program has been on the air has the liberal viewpoint been explained so succinctly, yet eloquently. How could I have been so blind? I can now at last see that liberalism may, nay, let me go so far as to say, does have a profound and unequivocal value. Because of what you have said here today, I feel compelled to reevaluate all the thinking of my entire career. Mr. Charlie Moore, I surrender. May I shake your hand?
Oh, I think it could be done. I'm not suggesting that you do anything other than what you want to do.
Why not? Why aren't you trying to stop me like everybody else?
Well, let's just say I'm the only one with a sense of humor.
Or maybe you're just trying the old psychological trick where you keep agreeing with me till I come to my senses. Mm-hmm. I'm a little too smart for that, Mr. Moore.
Dennis, I'm agreeing with you because I know you're smart and because I think you know exactly what you're doing.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I think it's about time we let the class in.
Mr. Moore, you can't let him do that. Let's go. Wait a minute. Let him do it.
Wait, everybody, just relax, okay? I'm gonna tell you a little story.
Weezer, the early years?
Well, I was a senior in high school, and I grew a really ugly beard, okay? Not a single day went by, but what someone didn't say, Charlie, shave off the beard. I mean, my parents, my teachers, my friends, even my girlfriend. So one day, I come to school and somebody says, Charlie, the beard's gone. How come? It's because yesterday, nobody told me to shave. You got it?
No.
What I don't get is why you guys thought I was such a dope. I mean, do you really think that I would waste a golden opportunity to tell off a guy like Whitley by pulling a bunch of childish pranks?
Well, what would you say, Dennis?
I don't know. Maybe I'd start off by telling them that there's 2.5 million gifted kids in this country. And a lot of them end up dropping out of public schools because they can't get into classes like ours. And why? Because there's not enough money, or at least not for education. Maybe then I'd remind them of something Thomas Jefferson said, that this country's greatness depends on an aristocracy of achievement arising out of a democracy of opportunity.
Got it. Dennis was acting like a clown because we all expected him to act like one.
Dennis, I should have had more faith in you. Sorry, old buddy.
Sorry, Dennis.
Dennis, Mr. Whitley is my personal hero. I guess I was just a little jealous when he picked you instead of me. What I'm trying to say is good luck to you on the show. I'm sure you'll do a fine job, and I'm proud to have you represent the IHP on television.
Alan, I said I didn't want to go on his show, and I meant it. I still don't. Alan, it's yours.
Dennis, that is the greatest, most unselfish thing that anyone has ever done for me.
Well, I guess when it comes to judging people, we all learn something about making assumptions, huh?
And I've learned something special about faith.
Which is?
If you have faith and you hang in there, eventually you get what you want.
Well, at least everything worked out for the best.
Not what I expected. All's well that ends well.
Hello, I'm Lawrence P. Whitley, and this is Open Forum. Today we're addressing the question of what kind of educational programs best serve high-ability students. With us today, Yolanda Stein of Brooklyn Tech, Robert Wu of Oak Hills Academy, and Darlene Merriman of Fillmore High. Alan Pinkard, originally scheduled to represent Fillmore's individualized honors program, will not be appearing today due to an unpropitious attack of measles. I have never had the misfortune of acquiring that malady, and I would prefer to maintain the status quo.
He mentioned my name. How can you not love this guy?
Celsius was the acknowledged father of measured temperature.
It was G.D. Fahrenheit, and you know it. The guy died before Celsius ever hit puberty. You know what puberty is, don't you?
Yeah, mine's just starting and yours is overdue.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Did anybody read the Times this morning? It's a great article, how the Democrats might blow it if they don't find a candidate. Very insightful. I have a solution for him, though. Do what the Republicans did in California in 1946. You may not believe this, but it's true. They just ran a classified ad saying, wanted, candidate, war record preferred. And you know who answered that one? Richard Nixon. Hello, anybody? Is it my delivery or what?
Sorry, Mr. Moore, we're just all getting ready for our Parents' Day projects for tomorrow.
It's a big day for us. Tomorrow we show our parents what the IHP can really do.
That's right. For instance, in biology, I'm working with Ovid on a demonstration of genetic engineering.
Harvard is a demonstration of genetic engineering.
Mr. Moore, how come you haven't asked us to do something special for tomorrow?
Well, I don't want to do a dog and pony show. I just want your parents to see you and me in action together.
Mr. Moore, do you always have to be such a rebel?
Trust me, Alan. The class will be interesting. You know, we'll get a discussion started. It's going to be very stimulating conversation, and that's what I want.
Not from my mother, you don't.
Well, I still look forward to meeting your mother and your father.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Moore, but if you want to meet my father, you're going to have to send out a search party.
You, really don't know where he is?
I do know one thing. Wherever he is, he's not too far from a swizzle stick.
How long since you saw him?
Oh, a few days, a week, who knows? Look, we have an understanding. I don't care about him, he doesn't care about me. So forget it, my mother will be here.
Okay, I thought we'd use today to go over the last week's work. Why don't we start with the Anaconda Mine Strike, 1960. And the low point came in 1932, when President Hoover called up armed soldiers led by MacArthur, Eisenhower, and Patton to drive protesting and unemployed veterans out of Washington, D.C.
Am I in the right room? Oh, hey. Hey, hope I'm not late. Frank Martin.
Charlie Moore.
Yeah. How do you like this, huh? Parents' Day, I'm the only one who bothered to show up.
It's tomorrow.
Did it again, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's me. I'm always ahead of my time. But you can't say I didn't show up, right?
Yeah, you showed up. You made my day. Unfortunately, the wrong day.
Mr. Mardian, hi. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Dennis Blunden. You threw me out of your house once.
Frank, if it's all the same to you, maybe you could come back tomorrow.
Oh, I can't. I'm here now. I took the day off.
You took the day off? Who's gonna feed the pigeons?
I'm back at the garage. I had a switch with a guy. Just come down and see you.
Yeah, well, don't do me any favors.
Yeah? Well, you just remember this. When your mother claims that I don't care, when it comes right down to where it counts, I'm here, she's not.
It's the wrong day.
Guys. I tell you what, Frank, since you can't come back tomorrow, why don't you stick around and we'll give you a little preview.
You do that for me?
Sure. It's all right with you?
Yeah, sure.
I could use a practice.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
So, I was going to start off by talking about the 1950 senatorial primaries in Florida, in which a man named George Smathers ran against Claude Pepper. Among other things, Mr. Smathers made the following accusations. He said that Mr. Pepper was a known extrovert, that his sister was a thespian, his brother was a practicing Homo sapien, and worst of all, Mr. Pepper had committed celibacy before marriage. Sounds funny, but it cost Claude Pepper, a good man, that primary election because a lot of voters didn't know what those words meant.
That's very interesting. I'll give you another one. Earl Long, governor of Louisiana, he won an election once by calling his opponent an asthmatic.
He means Huey Long.
No, I don't, smartass. I mean Earl, his little brother Earl.
Yeah, Huey was a governor of Louisiana in the 1930s and Earl in the 1950s. And Earl was quite a character. At one point, his political enemies kidnapped him and they locked him up in an asylum. So he called his state troopers to spring him.
Lenny Bruce had a great bit on him.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce. So I saw this cat on television dig his political platform. I'm not a nut. What is that? Eh? No honesty, no better homes. I'm not a nut. That's it.
I don't wet the bed. Elect me.
Mr. Moore, what are you babbling about? I mean, does this have anything to do with American history?
Yeah, it does. You can write this down. Lenny Bruce, 1926, 1966. An outstanding American social commentator and humorist with a flair for courtroom drama. We're going to study him. But not today. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Nice meeting you. Bye. Hey, Eric.
I got no time, Frank.
Eric, since this looks like your dad's only shot at Parents' Day, why don't we have a little parent-teacher conference? What do you say?
Give me a break.
Well, Frank, you have any questions? Any problems?
No. I think you run a pretty good class here. And I think you're a very stimulating teacher. So, how's he doing? He's behaving himself.
What is this?
Even when he's not behaving himself, he's interesting. He's bright. Eric is very inquisitive.
He does his homework, right?
Oh, yeah. And he's always doing extra reading.
Oh, hey, he gets that from me. Yeah, I read anything I get my hands on. I read him Treasure Island when he was 4. He read it back to me when he was 5.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be late for chemistry.
Yeah. Anyway, look, you have any trouble with Eric, discipline?
No problems. No trouble.
I'd like to be involved.
Tell me about it.
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
I'll see you, kid.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. What can I tell you? The guy's a complete bozo.
I don't know whether he is or not, Eric, but you certainly did your best to make him look like one.
What was I supposed to do? Hug him? Tell him how happy I was to see him? Who needs him?
Okay. You don't like your father. He embarrasses you. And you go out of your way to make sure that everybody knows it.
You don't understand.
No, I guess I don't.
Look, I'm gonna be late for chemistry.
Where's your mother, Maria?
She's late, which is good, because when she gets here, I am going to die.
I'm sorry my father's going to miss this.
Don't worry, it'll all be on the Darlene Merriman show.
You know, Mr. Moore, ever since you started teaching here, well, we've noticed a big change in our Arvid.
For the better, I hope.
Oh, yes. Oh, he's more mature. He's gained more confidence, broadened his interests. Girls.
Mr. Moore,
Excuse me.
I'd like you to meet my mom.
Charlie Moore.
Pleasure. You must be a wonderful teacher, Mr. Moore. We were very surprised at the way you dealt with Darlene. Not like us at all.
How do you deal with her?
Oh, we spoil her. We worship the ground she walks on. You know, usual.
Mr. Moore, this is my father.
Hi.
Hi.
Mr. Moore, may I present my parents? Maureen and Robert Foster.
Hi. Welcome. Your daughter is a wonderful student. She's really blossoming. She's really breaking out of her shell.
Mr. Moore? Excuse me, the Blundins are here.
We'll talk more later.
Mr. Moore, I would like to introduce you to my parental units.
Mr. Moore, I'm an upfront guy, so I gotta speak the truth. I apologize for my son. I mean, who can explain it?
I apologize.
Yeah, and Mr. Moore, if you don't mind, I'd like to apologize for my parents.
Hey, you keep this up, and we are taking that refrigerator out of your bedroom.
Should I tell him now? I'm gonna tell him now.
Oh, no, honey, don't.
You were adopted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mom! Oh, you were not adopted. Will you stop?
Hey, I can dream, can't I?
I was not.
Oh, I guess. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could all please take some seats, I'm sure that Mr. Moore would like to get started. Okay?
Sorry I'm late. I'm Francisca Borges, Maria's mother.
Hi, Charlie Moore.
Call me friend, okay, Charlie?
Okay.
I heard so much about you. I just can't wait to see you teach. Is there a place where I could sit? My, so many helpful, attractive men in this room.
Take my seat, please. I'm Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Hi, baby!
Mr. Moore, Eric tells me you're a wonderful teacher.
Well, thank you.
Prove it.
Good idea. At last. Welcome, all of you. This is the IHB course in Contemporary History, where today we're going to discuss how these words affected the outcome of American political history.
Claude Pepper. Smathers called him these things in his speech, right? Said he was a known extrovert and that his brother was a practicing Homo sapien, his sister a thespian, and he himself had committed celibacy. Poor slob lost because people were too dumb to realize, right?
Right. It's real good, Frank. Just took the words right out of my mouth. This was the preamble to our discussion about the importance of education as a centerpiece in any democratic society.
Way to go, Frank. What are you doing here anyway? What, are the cocktail waitresses on strike?
Visiting my son.
Oh, really? What is it, leap year?
Surprised to see you here. Thought you'd be out training Contras.
This is nothing. You guys ought to see them when they're mad.
It's okay, Eric. Listen, you two, I really think this is neither the time nor the place for a private discussion.
You're right, Mr. Moore. I apologize.
Yeah, me too, Charlie. I'm very sorry. What are you taping this? So they was gonna be on the news or what?
Tell you, Frank, why don't we see if we can get you a seat, okay?
In the back?
Yeah, yeah.
Did I tell you this class was fun?
So we all agree that there can be no true freedom, no real independent spirit without knowledge. It's been great meeting all of you. I thank you for coming, and feel free to drop by anytime, visit the class.
If you're ready, parents, I'll lead the way to chemistry, and please try to stay together. I have lost more parents than you can imagine.
Thank you, Miss
Charlie, you look just like my third husband.
Really? How many times have you been married?
Twice.
You were flirting again.
I was not flirting.
Yes, you were.
Mr. and Mrs. Foster.
My husband and I, well,
We just...
you see, Mr. Foster and I...
You both enjoyed yourselves?
They really enjoyed meeting you, and they appreciate the care and sensitivity you've shown.
Simone, there's no need to make a scene.
Mr. Moore, you're okay. Eric will tell you, coming from me, that's a compliment.
Thank you, Ms. Mardian. And I know that Eric wouldn't be in a class like this if he didn't have someone like you behind him to...
Kick butt.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Eric's all I've got. And he needs good people like you around him, so he doesn't turn out like... So anyway, thank you. Eric,
I'll handle it.
he always does.
Nice, huh? Sleeping bum.
Eric.
Mr. Moore, you don't know anything about this.
Just go easy on him, okay?
Why should I? No, please, tell me.
Okay, because he's proud of you, and he knows that you're not proud of him. Because he's failed you, and he knows it. Because he came to school on Parents' Day. I mean, he came here to see his son. Eric, I think you have two choices here. You can ask him why he came, or you can just make him sorry that he did.
Hey, Frank, come on, wake up. You're gonna miss happy hour.
How you like that? Never could stay awake in class.
I tell you, Frank, classroom is free right now. It's my free period. I could go up to the teacher's lounge, get a couple of cups of coffee.
Oh, thanks. Black.
Black.
What are you doing here?
Thought I'd do the right thing, you know. Show up on the right day.
I'm not talking about today or yesterday. I mean, what are you doing here, period? What do you want?
I'll see how my son's doing. Show him I cared.
Yeah, but first you ought to stop off and have a few.
Just to get through the door. You think it's easy walking in here? It's frightening.
Yeah, well, you didn't look frightened yesterday.
I knew your mother wasn't gonna be here. Or the other parents.
Wait a minute, you knew that yesterday...
Okay. Knew it was the wrong day. Just thought a day earlier would be a little easier.
What are you so scared of?
What do you think I'm scared of? Scared of nice kids, nice clothes, nice parents. Love, success, money, respect. Also, it's no picnic for me being here with your mother, a lady of perpetual anger.
Well, I don't blame her for being mad at you.
You know, every once in a while, your mother lets her guard down. Very rare. But she relaxes for a minute. She says, Frank, Eric is a good boy. At least we got that between us, right? And as I'm agreeing with her, she gets all mad again. She points her finger at me and she says, well, no help from you, you no good son of... I grab her hand. I say, shh, Madeline, you're right, you're right. That's why I'm depending on you. Because no matter how much I love that kid, I am not what you would call a totally reliable person. You're lucky, kid. You got people like your mother, this teacher. Hey, he's okay.
Okay? It's great. He's got time for me. He understands me. At least he tries to. And he's honest. We could talk.
Hey, that's what I was trying to get started here with us.
So you came to school?
Yeah.
Which is good. But you got loaded first, which is bad. You gotta change that. You gotta change that or nothing's gonna change between us.
It's not that easy.
No. It isn't.
Coffee.
Oh, thanks. You know, I hear it's possible to acquire a taste for this stuff.
Anything's possible, if you want it bad enough. Hey, look, I got chemistry next period, Mrs. Myers. You want to meet her?
You mean go to your next class? Oh, I don't think so.
Why not, Frank? It's Parents' Day. You qualify.
Do I?
Just barely. But yeah, you do.
Chemistry. I used to be pretty good at that.
So come on.
Take care of my son, okay?
It's a pleasure.
Chemistry.
Nice moves, Mr. Moore. Very nice moves.
Okay, in the few minutes we have remaining, I'd like to propose a new project. I think you'll find it an exciting way to look at history, okay? Try this. Who are the people who inspired the historical figures that we study? Alan?
Who cares?
Who cares?
How can knowing that be of any value to anyone unless they're in the center box on Hollywood Squares?
Not that I enjoy agreeing with Alan, Mr. Moore, but he's right.
Okay, look, folks, we have discussed this time and again. History is not made up simply of places and facts. It's made up of people. I mean, who made Roosevelt Roosevelt? Who turned Jack Kennedy into John F. Kennedy?
Who turned Michael Jackson into Diana Ross?
I'm just trying to point out that even major historical figures have people, known and unknown, who inspired them. Look at your own life, okay? Everybody. I mean, everyone was inspired by someone.
Well, who inspired you, Mr. Moore?
Yeah. Actually, it was my uncle, Charlie. I was named after him. I mean, he was a great guy. He was really wild. He was vibrant and funny, and he was full of tricks. He was the one that encouraged me to leave Weiser, Idaho, and get out into the world. He ran this traveling carnival that he won in a crap game. And one summer, he took me with him. And for the first time, I began to see what America was about. He's been dead about 20 years. But I still picture him.
Mr. Moore, remember us down here on the planet Earth?
Well, here's that assignment. 30 famous people. I want to know who inspired them, and I'd like to know by Monday.
Monday?
You're kidding.
I am?
Mr. Moore, please, we have finals coming up. We don't have time to waste playing Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, Mr. Moore, come on. That's really not fair. We have finals. We have other people, too.
Well, I'm assigning it, so you get to do it. I suggest you pick up a list.
Come on. You just don't care.
Tell you, Uncle Charlie, it is like this so often lately. I keep trying to open them up, you know, but I'm just not getting through to them like I used to. Night, everyone.
Good night, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, Dr. Samuels wanted to see you.
Oh, darn. He missed me.
There you are, Mr. Moore. Your semester evaluations of the IHP were due today.
Didn't you see them? I put them in your mailbox.
You put half of them in my mailbox. Where's the other 5?
Tomorrow. You can't tell me you read the first 5 already.
That's beside the point. We're talking here about respect for my orders, capiche? What does it say on that door?
Principal.
What happened to my P? Someone stole my P.
Calm down, Dr. Samuels. We will get you another P.
Mr. Moore, I know you're thinking you're doing us all a big favor by teaching around here, but it would be nice if you did your work on time. Crying out loud.
You know, I just about had it with him and this job and everything.
Charlie, everybody gets grumpy before finals.
No, I'm talking beyond grumpy. This is adios, amigos.
Hey, whoa! We're getting just an eensy-beensy bit sensitive here, aren't we?
Uncle Charlie, please tell me, what am I doing here? I didn't come to New York to be a permanent substitute teacher.
Well, I know. You came here so you could take your clothes off on stage and dance naked in front of people.
That was just one show. Hair. I mean, it was the 60s. I wish you could have seen some of my later work.
I saw it. We see everything up there. Not that we want to see everything up there. God, I miss junk food. Oh, God, I miss junk food.
The family always called you the black sheep. How did you get in up there?
Fake ID. Honey, if I had a body. Look, kid, you belong here. You're a natural-born teacher. You were always a teacher, even when you were little. Okay, Keto, my deal. Here we go. Down and dirty. Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Yep, that's a light tech. You holding out on me?
No.
Look at that. Got an ace right behind your ear. I'll say that's a wow. Now, as I was saying before, you will find that the girls in Chicago and New York are quite a bit different from the farm girls around here. They will actually allow you to kiss them without putting an engagement ring on their fingers.
Uncle Charlie!
What?
You're dealing from the bottom of the deck.
I sincerely hope so. This takes a lot of practice.
You cheat your own nephew?
Charles, I'm trying to show you how to do this. You want to get ahead in life? You got to have a little bit of an edge.
Not by cheating.
Wise up, Chucky. It's a cruel world out there. Everybody cheats a little bit. Play those.
Winning isn't everything. It's how you play the game. If a guy's got to cheat, he's lower than a lizard's liver.
If I want to be preached at on a Sunday morning, I will go to church. All right, off the top, here we go. Boy, you're a picky player. I hate that in a player.
I wasn't that preachy, was I?
You? Are you kidding? The only thing that saved you from being a TV evangelist was you had ethics. That, and of course, there wasn't any TV. Kid, you're a teacher. Don't fight it.
Good morning.
Mr. Moore, if I could speak for the others, considering our workload to prepare for finals, could you please rescind the assignment you gave us?
Mr. Moore, you're not being fair.
Not fair? Need I remind you, I am the teacher, you are the students.
Mr. Moore, be reasonable.
Right, yeah, but we still won't have time to do this and study for our finals.
Come on, Mr. Moore, I understand this getting
That's
ridiculous.
it, Uncle Charlie. I have had it.
Chucky, you are overreacting.
No. I've taught them everything I can teach them. I've used up my usefulness here. Uncle Charlie, it's time for me to get back where I really belong.
Where's that, bartending?
No, the theater.
Oh, the theater. You just cannot wait to take your clothes off in public, can you?
Uncle Charlie, I think you have a little misconception here. I mean, there is more to theater than just getting undressed.
Yeah, I know. You told me that time backstage. As a matter of fact, that's the last time we saw each other. Remember you were with that girl, what's her name? That girl you later married. Why?
You know, Uncle Charles,
Uncle Charles?
I could just feel your vibes out there in the audience. In fact, during Good Morning Starshine, I looked out and I could see your aura.
You peeped at my aura? We hardly know each other.
Did I tell you, Uncle Charlie, is she heavy or what?
She's not that heavy. I saw her in the nude scene.
So, did you get into the message of the play, or were you too uptight to go with the flow?
Too tight to go. Oh, well, I thought I was flowing along pretty good there.
Far out.
Out of sight.
You know, if we're gonna have peace, we need to come together. The play says it all. Let the sun shine in. I mean, is there anything groovier than that?
Andrea majored in philosophy at Antioch.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Okay, I was young.
And that's the life you want to get back to?
But the life of the theater, yes. Right now, it is. An assignment is an assignment. If you don't want to do it, as I've always told you, the choice is yours. I can hand out Fs with the best of them.
Oh, come on.
All right, let's begin. I believe the next president in order of succession is William Howard Taft.
Yeah, just like that, Jack. Yeah, you got it.
Right. Well, congratulations, Dr. Samuels. Finally doing some work on principle.
My P is my problem, okay? Now, here's your problem. These evaluations are unacceptable. You found something critical to say about every kid in the IHP.
Yeah. Well, they're brilliant, but they're not perfect. We could all use a little improvement.
Uh-huh. Well, this is not the sort of thing that you write down for the school board to see. Change these.
Dr. Samuels, I'm not going to change my evaluations.
Okay. If you don't change them, I will.
Dr. Samuels? You know what? I don't care. You do whatever you want. Change them, don't change them. Fine. I can't go on fighting. Next week is the end of the semester. After that, I promise you, we'll never argue again.
Finally changing your ways.
No, I'm changing my occupation. Starting next semester, you need a new history teacher.
Hey, what's going on out here? Bird migration? How's breakfast coming, kid?
Almost ready.
Ah, good. Thank you, my boy. Hey, mucho, mucho.
I will let an expert do it.
Well, you call this ready? Where's your bacon? Where's your sausage?
Well, I don't have any of that stuff, Uncle Charlie.
You don't have any? Do you know how I was looking forward to bacon and sausage? We don't get any pork up there.
I'm sorry.
All right. So now you're insanely happy, huh? So what happens to your kids in the IHP then?
Oh, they'll be fine.
Oh, yeah?
They will. No, they're very bright, Uncle Charlie. Besides, I don't think they're really interested in what I want to teach them anymore.
Is that a fact? Now, tell me something. Who's going to take care of them after you've gone?
They'll get another teacher.
That easy, huh? I happen to know those kids chewed up every sub thrown at them before you arrived on the scene.
How did you know that?
What do you think I'm doing up there all day? Getting coffee for God? Look, let me clue you in on something. Those kids are not going to accept any sub after you're gone.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you think will happen? What's this?
The first day of class, after your departure.
Okay, so who's gonna teach? Dorf.
Okay, okay. Hi. You know me, Mr. Dorfman. You'll have to forgive me. This history thing's kind of new to me. So, where are we? William Howard Taft. Well, I think I remember a little about him. He was a president of the United States. And if I remember, he was a fat guy.
Wait, Dorfman, I want to write that down. He was a fat guy.
I don't want any lip out of you, Mardian. And take off those sunglasses.
What's wrong with sunglasses?
What's going on here?
Read a comic book, Bubba. We've got finals to study for.
Look, I'm the teacher here. I say what goes.
This is ridiculous. It won't happen like this. I mean, these kids would never behave this way. And there'll be another teacher to replace me the same way that I replaced Mr. Thomas.
If you say so, Chucky.
Gee whiz, Uncle Charlie, I can't live my whole life for them. They're gonna graduate anyway. I wouldn't always be around.
Yeah, but see, that's a natural passing. They know that. They expect that. If you just quit on them now, they could... Look, you knew I was gonna enter the old Pine Box Derby one day, but you didn't expect me to go when I did you? You wanted me around, at least for a little while, so we could talk at times like these, right?
Yeah, right.
But I checked out before you were ready. And it changed your whole life, remember? Now, what do you think it's gonna mean to these kids if you just split on them?
Uncle Charlie, that is a completely different thing. I am one of many teachers.
Oh, is that so? How'd you like to drop in on their 10th reunion?
Hail, hail, the gang's all here.
Maria? Maria!
Arvid? Hi, baby!
I didn't recognize you. You look so, available. What have you been doing?
Oh, you know, getting divorced, shopping, channeling, aerobics.
What happened to your career?
Oh, I just kind of forgot about it. I mean, nothing else seemed important anymore after Mr. Moore left.
I know what you mean. It didn't hit me till 3 years out of college. Then life just seemed to lose its zing. That's why I left the space program for my butcher shop.
You own a butcher shop, huh?
So I was just bumming around looking for the meaning of life. That's when I ran into Jawahar.
I was telling fortunes on the beach in the Caribbean.
He's good. Told me I had no future. So now I shill for him.
I guess we all changed.
I should have never married her. It's a disaster.
You're the disaster. He just mopes around the house all day. He won't write. We're practically starving now that I had to give up mud wrestling.
Anybody want to buy a chicken farm?
Somehow, this makes sense to me.
Such a brilliant mind. How could you be happy replacing Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune?
Janice?
Everybody, look who's here.
Kids, what happened? Look at you. You're all bums.
Uncle Charlie, it would never turn out like this. Believe me, they are so ambitious. They'll do just fine. You don't have to worry about that.
Come on, kid. I'm just a figment of your imagination. You're the one's worried.
Okay, so I'm a little worried. I think that's natural. But I can't go around trying to solve everybody else's problems. You know, I've got a life of my own to live. I got a little theater company in Newark to run, and well, I told Samuels on Friday, and I'm going to tell the kids on Monday. Okay, before we start class this morning, I'd like to say something. Over the weekend, I did some thinking, and I made some decisions, and I'd like to share them with you. First, I know that you have a lot of serious cramming to do in this coming week. So compared to that, I'm sure my little assignment must seem, as one of you noted, trivial. So let's just forget my assignment, okay? Cram to your heart's delight.
Mr. Moore?
Yes?
We've already done the assignment.
Yeah.
After Friday, we all talked it over, and we agreed that we've been acting like ungrateful brats. Even I've been less than perfect.
You've done a lot for us, always encouraging us to look at history in a new way, and, well, I guess we started to take you for granted. Sorry.
Sorry. And in addition to doing the assignment, we also thought that we could each tell you individually the person who inspired each of us most the way your Uncle Charlie inspired you.
And I thought I'd be the one to start. The person who's inspired me the most? Charlie Moore. Simone?
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Charlie Moore.
Mick Jagger. Charlie Moore.
So what was it that you wanted to share with us?
Well, matter of fact, I was going to tell you that I resigned last Friday.
What?
Why?
Lately, I feel like I'm not getting through to you, to get you to be open to the alternatives in your lives. See, that's really important to me. To let you know that winning isn't everything.
Well, we know that. Sometimes we forget.
Yeah.
So do I. Well, I spent most of the weekend chatting with a distant relative, and I realized how much I miss theater. I also realized that I derive a similar pleasure and real satisfaction from doing this. And I would miss all of you. So I decided to withdraw my resignation. Let's get back to the reason we're all here, okay? Last Friday, I think we left off, we were about to grapple with William Howard Taft. Okay, Taft. Someone once said he was a fat guy.
Solitaire? Hey, let's play a man's game.
As I recall, you liked poker.
Right. Bogey in Houston got a hot game going on upstairs later, but I can play you a few hands. Deal. You remember how to deal, don't you? 5 cards off the top.
Yeah, I remember 5 cards.
Okay, deal.
Deck sounds a little light. Huh? Excuse me.
Kid, you're learning.
Today, we begin our discussion of those fabulous 50s.
Fabulous? I heard it was the most boring decade in history.
Well, that's why we're going to talk about it, Dennis. Was it boring if you were involved in the beginning of the struggle for civil rights? If you were part of the Korean peace talks? Was it boring if you lost your job because of Senator McCarthy's witch hunt?
Was it boring when Pat Boone sang Tutti Frutti?
Yes. I'll give you that.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore.
Yes, do come in.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to congratulate you on completing your training program and to give you your certificates. You are now officially peer counselors. Now remember, a peer counselor is not a psychologist. You talk with the other kids about the things that are bothering them, and either you try to help them work things out, or you refer them to someone who can. Now, of course, if somebody is in physical jeopardy or could cause harm to another or really has a serious problem, I want you please to come to either Mr. Moore or to me. Otherwise, anything that you hear is strictly confidential.
May I add a small note?
Oh, please.
I think it's a great idea. But I just want to say I don't think you should go out there expecting to save everyone. I mean, it's not that easy. There are serious problems, and simply because you've had a couple of weekends of training doesn't mean you're equipped to handle those kinds of problems.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not ready for this. Oh, I think I'm having an anxiety attack.
Arvid, take some deep breaths. Remember, Arvid, that we all have the same fears and apprehensions. Arvid, these people are our own age. They're not judging us. They just want somebody to listen to them.
I think you're right, Sarah. Hey, thanks a lot. I feel a little better.
Sarah, you're good.
Well, I guess I have the gift.
Okay, I've got looks, I've got a body, but there's got to be more, you know?
Really? Yeah, more.
Sometimes I just refuse to go out. I spend the whole weekend lying around in my nightie, reading and eating popsicles. Can you imagine?
I feel so inadequate.
I know.
I think it's because of my parents.
I know.
They're so critical.
Yeah, I know.
What's wrong with me?
Nothing. It's your parents.
Hi, TJ. My name is...
Who gives a flying fat burger? What's your name? Miss Bernadette Do-Gooder sent me here to take a rap for a bad attitude. I did the crime, so I'm doing my time. But rich girls like you who play the I'm white game give me a major pain, and my black is beautiful butt.
Hey, lighten up. I don't play that game.
Oh, yeah, Miss Wannabe? That's why you're sitting here trying to get an A on your assignment to out Mother Teresa.
Look, TJ, I think we got off on the wrong foot here.
You did. I didn't. I know what we're here for. I'm what is called extra credit. I'm a rung on your ladder to graduation, college, and house in the burbs. So get real, Camille. You kids get special classes, special books, special trips. You walk around this school like Samuel's pet poodles.
Okay, we get some privileges, but I'm not gonna feel guilty about that because I work hard. I've had some rough times too, okay? So what? You take the lemons and you throw them at people. Me, I take the lemons and I try to make lemonade.
Nice. I saw it on Peanuts.
TJ. I'm sorry. Look, why don't we call it a tie and start over?
Okay. You ain't getting it, Gidget. I ain't no one's special project, free ride, or lost dog. I'm me, see? That's what TJ's about. Session over and out.
I'm here if you need me.
I know you'll like this collection. It's new literature, the 50s.
Excuse me.
It's,
See you at 4, Eric.
Yeah, see you.
all the poets, you know, Ginsberg, Ferlinghetti,
Oh, Eric?
Corso.
4:20.
And
I'll be there.
playwrights like John Osborne and Leroy Jones. Plus,
Hi, Eric. 4:40, don't forget.
I won't.
Jerry Southern. What's happening, Eric?
Oh, it's peer counseling, Mr. Moore. Yeah, I never realized there are so many needy girls out there.
Eric, are you sure you still want to go out with me Saturday night? Maybe you'll be too busy helping the needy.
Simone, I'm like a doctor. I'm doing very important work here.
Someone should phone the Nobel Prize Committee.
I feel foolish taking up your time with my complaining.
Oh, complain. Complain.
It's just that I'm so lonely, you know?
Yeah. No. You?
I go out with football players, basketball players, guys of every athletic inclination, but I still feel so alone. No one understands me. But you, Arvid. Funny, isn't it?
Hilarious. My mom says I'm a slob. She says my room looks like a garbage dump. I tried to convince her it was performance art, but she wouldn't go for it.
Well, Jeff, you are a slob. But you've come to the right person. I myself will sometimes go 4 to 5 weeks between room overhauls.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How?
Well, it's easy. You got to be able to sense out the situation. You got to be able to find that moment when your parents are just about ready to kick you out of the house.
And then you clean up?
No. Then you buy your mother a gift. Now, it doesn't matter what the gift is, just as long as you be sure to include a note that says, I love you, Mom. You do that, and I guarantee you an extra 2 weeks of underwear hanging on your lamp.
Dude, you're my hero.
Well, We got a lot of time left. Hungry?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Hi, TJ. Glad to see you. Welcome, TJ. I'm here to help. Hey, TJ, what it is?
Same song, second verse. Miss Mira's got this thing about my attitude. Wants me to turn into Miss Peppy Pants like you.
You know, TJ, I bet we got a lot more in common than you think.
Like what? Besides, we're both breathing.
Well, I like movies.
Too long. I watch TV.
I love a nice, juicy hamburger.
Hot dog's better.
A summer day.
Too hot. Spring.
Magic Johnson.
Michael Jordan.
Alice Walker.
Langston Hughes.
Janet Jackson.
LaToya.
Wait a minute, I heard something. Huh? I heard you say Langston Hughes. He's a poet. You read poetry.
So what? Just because I'm in the bonehead class doesn't mean I don't read or write.
You write poetry, too?
I didn't say that.
You didn't deny it. Come on, TJ, read me something of yours.
You don't read it, baby. You rap it.
So rap it.
You really want to hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. Girl in the street, no cold and no heat. A crazy outlook, a torn up book, but she can't compete. Girl on fire with her desire. See stars there and bars there. She'll go much higher. That's enough.
TJ, what are you stopping for?
What are you pretending you're interested for?
I am interested. You have something to say.
No one cares what I have to say.
How do you know that?
Because of where they put me. In the sit down and shut up class.
Remedial?
It's cool. They don't bother me, and I don't bother them.
Are you sure you like it that way? Well, do you?
I gotta go.
Sarah, I can't show you TJ's file. That would be a definite invasion of privacy, which would be a violation of District Code number 427.
I just have a feeling that there's more to TJ than an encyclopedia of insults.
Well, of course there is. I mean, she was an honor student all the way through the 6th grade. She made straight A's, and then all of a sudden, her grades just started dropping. And now it looks like all she's passing is homeroom and phys ed.
What happened?
Sarah, that's confidential. I cannot tell you.
Wait a minute. That's it? A former honor student has practically dropped out of school and nobody cares?
We care, Sarah. But sometimes a student gets lost in the system because not enough time or teachers or resources. That's why what your class is doing is so important. I mean, maybe, just maybe, you can really help this girl. Yes.
Mr. Moore, I need your help. Or TJ does. You see, she's stuck in a class where she doesn't belong. In a life where she doesn't belong. I found out that she used to get straight A's. Then, suddenly she's in remedial. I want her to know that there's a way to get back. You know, I think that she should be around people who like to read and learn and discuss things. You know, people who have ideals, people who have dreams.
Mm-hmm. Like the IHP.
That's it. She needs to sit in on our class. That'll help her. That'll really inspire her. That'll turn her whole life around. Mr. Moore, if anybody can do it, you can. What a great idea.
You what?
I invited TJ to sit in on our class. Well, I think she's a really smart and sensitive girl who's just gotten some bad breaks. And I think she could get a lot out of seeing what a really good class is like.
Now, wait a minute. Mr. Moore, do you condone this?
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Okay, but you all have to promise to be nice to her.
We'll be very understanding, Sarah. I'm sure we all know what it's like to feel out of place. We'll make her feel welcome, loved, and nurtured.
Don't make her feel nauseous. Just be nice to her. Here she comes.
Hey, I'm TJ.
Hi, TJ.
What is this? An AA meeting?
Oh, hi, TJ. Welcome to class. I'm glad you could come. Why don't you find a seat?
Sit over here.
TJ, is it true that the rats in the projects are as big as dogs?
Janice.
Yeah, we call our spot.
Well, it's very nice you can visit, TJ. Sarah has said so many nice things about you.
That's a nice coat you're wearing, TJ.
Stop it with the nice crap. I must be the first nasty person who's ever sat in here.
Hey, what am I, John Denver?
You ain't that hip.
TJ, you've got a wonderful mean streak that I find awfully attractive.
Like I care what a boob with bangs thinks.
Should take a seat, Dennis. No, I wouldn't push it. Now it's probably time for me to start teaching. Eisenhower. You know, many people said that he was slightly more somnolent than Calvin Coolidge.
You know, Mr. Moore, there's this really delightful anecdote I heard somewhere when Dorothy Parker heard, she was a famous writer. When Dorothy Parker heard that Coolidge had died, she said, "Oh, really? How can they tell?"
What's so funny?
Well, Coolidge was so quiet, so boring.
I get the joke, but I don't think it's funny. It's stupid.
Where do you get the right to call Dorothy Parker stupid?
I ain't calling Dorothy Parker stupid. I'm calling you stupid.
Mr. Moore, could we please get through 2 minutes of this class without her butting in?
Yeah.
Excuse me, when did butting in become this radical concept for this class? I mean, as long as we are slowed down for a moment, perhaps we could reflect on the words patronizing and rude.
So you want me to shut up, right?
No, I'm talking about them, too.
Yeah? Yeah, they're real smart here in the smart class. But let me tell you something. When somebody comes into the dummy class, we don't put them down for not being dumb enough. I gotta go.
Okay, back to Eisenhower. And tomorrow, we'll take a whimsical look at Lyndon Johnson, the playful and very public president who preferred to hold his press conferences in the bathroom. Okay? Don't forget those essays. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you. Bye, Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, I'm sorry. I mean about TJ. I'm sorry I pushed her off on you.
I think having her in class made for a couple of interesting moments. I mean, TJ is very smart. She's fearless, and she's honest. I mean, these are all things that it takes to make a great scholar. I'm not sure she wants to be one, but...
Yeah, well, doesn't matter now. It's like you said, some people you just can't help.
No, I never said that. I said, don't expect to save everyone. See, saving's kind of one way, but helping people's a two-way street. And making some real progress with her.
Mr. Moore, how can you say that after she ripped the class to shreds?
She came to class, didn't she?
Well, yeah.
Well, I think it'd be a shame to turn around and walk away now.
Mr. Moore, the way she acts, it just makes me furious.
Well, I'm sure some of the things you and the others do make her pretty angry, too.
Well, like what?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure she'd be glad to tell you. Look, it seems to me maybe you've reached somebody here that nobody has paid attention to for maybe years. So I think you should keep doing it.
Oh, TJ, I've been looking for you.
Yeah? Well, thanks for nothing, man. That action in your class today was a total disaster. You really know how to make a person feel like sludge.
Wait a minute. TJ, I thought it would be nice for you. You know, you were welcome to stay for the whole class.
Well, isn't that a dream come true? Sit in a nice clean desk with no dirty words carved in it. Everyone dressed like it was Easter Sunday. And a teacher who treats you better than your own mama. And an hour later, I get sent back to the real world. And that's the last I see of Disneyland.
But that's not the way I meant it to be. You know, you could be in a better class. You could be in IHP.
Yeah, and Dr. Samuels could be Mr. Universe.
Now, you may have the personality of a pit bull, but one thing you are is intelligent. And I thought I could help you do something with that. Well, I'm sorry if I went about it all wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I made you feel like a mush-brained dweeb in front of your whole class.
Wait a minute. All right. Apology accepted. Friends?
I mean, what do you think she meant, Mr. Moore?
I think she wants you to ask her out.
Oh, I was afraid of that. I can't. I mean, we have a client-therapist relationship here that can't be violated by the intrusion of my obvious animal magnetism. And then, of course, there's the moral issue, the psychological implications, and furthermore, oh, God, Mr. Moore, I have to have the girl. Please tell me it's okay.
Don't ask me to do that. Now, you yourself just said it would be unfair to ask her out based on information you got in a session.
She started it. All right, Miss.
Morning. Hi. Kate, as soon as you're ready, we're going to dive headlong into 1963 when Lyndon Johnson... Excuse me. Hello? 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 I have a history class over here.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Moore. Peer counseling.
Uh-oh. Call security.
I thought I'd give you a second chance. So what you doing? Copying garbage off the board or garbage out of a book?
Actually, we're discussing the Johnson administration.
Oh, garbage out of Washington.
You know, actually, it was during the Johnson administration that a book was first published, The Fire Next Time. This book examined racism in a completely new way. And the author of the book, who had a great deal in common with another social commentator at the time, Tom Wolfe.
Bull.
I'm sorry?
I said bull. You want me to go to Dr. Samuel's office or straight home?
No, I want you to tell me why you think it's bull.
I just got kicked out of a class for saying bull.
You can say bull in here, but you have to be able to back it up.
Okay. It's like this. See, the dude you're talking about is James Baldwin, man. Except he ain't nothing like Tom Wolfe. Baldwin grew up poor in Harlem with 9 brothers and sisters and a stepdaddy who couldn't stand his guts. He made it on his own, worked loading boxcars. His mama was a maid, didn't have time to tell him to do his homework and don't be late for school, and someday you can be a writer. I just know you can. Shoot, there's food on the table and everybody's sitting around it in one piece. You're doing all right. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying?
I do, TJ. I was pushing you, wasn't I?
You were giving me a Park Avenue answer to a 129th Street problem.
I'm sorry.
Forget it. You're all right. And for a teacher, you're all right, too. This is the first time I ever got to say more than 3 words in class.
Well, that's a damn shame. You got some good ideas.
Yeah, you know, I'm starting to dig this class. In here, you sit next to a computer. In my class, I sit next to a guy with a tattoo that says "Born to Drool." These are my kind of people. Even the slob and the snob. Sign me up.
Well, it's a good idea, TJ, but it's not that easy. You got a lot to do before you can get into this class. You got to bring your grade level up.
Who says I can even do it?
I do.
Yeah? That's pretty fresh.
Well, you know, I bet there's some other people who'd be willing to help you.
We help TJ.
Yeah. Why? Do you get some kind of extra credit for it?
No. Although it's not a bad idea.
Look, you do your part. They'll do theirs. I'll talk to Miss Mira and Dr. Samuels about your situation, okay?
You got a deal. Well, better get going.
What's your hurry? You can stick around till class is over, if it's okay with everybody else.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, sure. And, TJ, I just gotta ask you this. Who does your hair?
Okay, back to Lyndon Johnson.
just want you to know that my counseling session went great today and everything worked out.
I'm glad to hear it, Arvid. I guess you let her down easily, huh?
Yeah. You know, but I do think I had some influence on her. Oh.